Yep. As you may have seen from the title and the start of this video, yes, I've been lucky enough to go to Gundam Factory Yokohama to see the walking Gundam in person. And for the whole time that I was in Japan, that was the part I was most excited for, since I'm a little bit of a fan of the Gundam franchise, as you may have seen from the videos I've done from the channel. But before that, I went to see Mount Fuji first to slash something off the bucket list. And I have to recommend a place in the Kawaguchiko area to get your plamo fix. It's a shop called Toy Store Cupid, which is located near Lake Kawaguchiko. The shop sells a variety of hobby-related stuff such as Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and of course, plastic models. They have a small display there for finished models, and the lady who ran the place was kind enough to let me film the finished models. Pretty neat with a smattering of Gunpla, Mecha Musume, and other scale models. Naturally, I had to get something, so I got the Full Mechanics Kenbu they had on sale. I was really tempted to also get the Kenbu Zan, but this was at the start of the trip, so I didn't want to sabotage myself for the rest of my stay and lug around 2 master grade size boxes around Japan. So I just settled with the Kenbu and left with a smile on my face. Okay, so now to Yokohama for the Gundam Factory. Getting there was quite the journey since we had to travel for a while, and at the end of the day we had walked like 18,000 steps. So yeah, better bring your comfiest walking shoes. Seeing the front of it from afar with the Gundam's line art prominent in the tricolor color scheme tastefully scattered is just epic. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel since I've been traveling for almost 1.5 hours by commute. It was magical. Anyway, the fee was 1,650 Japanese yen at the time for adults, and walking into the place was just amazing. It's like you've been transported to a naval hangar for the Gundam, where you could see the lines on the ground as to where you should stand to not be stepped on. Of course, they had to run some tests to see how this thing would work, right? Yeah, that might be a little bit exaggerated, but it was nice. There isn't much in the area since you had to have this big space to see the 1:1 scale walking Gundam in all its glory. Each show of the Gundam lasts 10 minutes, and there are, as far as I know, 3 different poses that the Gundam can make at the end of the show, so to see everything, you'd have to walk around for almost 1.5 hours in the area. Conveniently, in the open area, you have a bunch of seats and tables on the far end. Behind them are food shops that sell some drinks and popcorn, which of course have a Gundam theme to them. There are also the aforementioned lines on the ground which may indicate some of the best viewing angles of the Gundam. However, I wouldn't really say that there's a bad viewing angle of it within the designated area of the Gundam Factory. There is one interesting part of the open area that nobody seems to rave about, and I have to say this to get it out there because there is a whole wall at the very back of the space right here dedicated to the RX-78 FOO HMT Gundam High Mobility type. It has the line art in full detail and even has a small piece of paper or display where you can scan the orthographic drawing views of the mobile suit design, which is neat for nerds like me. I won't post it here to incentivize everyone who can go there to go there while they still can, because though the place got an extension on its operation, it's still another year, so just go there while you still can. I'm not saying that you should drop and stop everything to do it, but just do it if you have the opportunity, alright? A hypothesis I have as to why they're on a time limit is because there are 9 companies behind this whole project. It's a cooperation between these companies, and of course they have to make their money back. So, yeah. I may be oversimplifying this, but I do think that this is one of the reasons. Where, ask, I got this information? The Gundam Labs. This is located beside the Gundam Base Yokohama satellite shop and shows off how they made the F00 Gundam, from the prototyping of the Gundam with 3D modeling, showing off the actual gigantic servo motors that makes the Gundam do what it does, a section where they conceptualize the F00 high mobility type, and at the end, messages from the heads of the project, Akinori Ishii, Masaki Kawahara, and Wataru Yoshizaki. There's even a message from the Macross creator himself. Oh yeah, there are also displays of the scale model of the actual F00 Gundam outside the Gundam Labs, and another display showing off the different versions of the 1:100 scale Gundam released thus far. Next door is the Gundam base, which is what you'd expect. It's a store. What's interesting though is that they had some of the Ecopla in stock, and they even had the eggshell Ecopla entry grade. This is the box art right here. It's real neat-ish, but at the end of the day it's an entry grade. I really wish that they should just implement this into normal things so that they could show their prowess, but they're just releasing it here. They also had some of the store builds on display. Unfortunately, I didn't go and eat in the Gundam Cafe, but to be really honest with you, I don't like overpaying for unexceptional food shaped to look like a Zagu's head. The cafe had an exceptional view of the F00 Gundam though, which contrasts the food. So I just went all in with the Plamo and brought home the RX-78 F00 Gundam high mobility type and the 1:100 scale of the normal F00 Gundam. But before I went home, there was a post on the exit of the area with a message from the Gundam's creator, Yoshiyuki Tomino. You could read this right here, but let me summarize it for you. I'm sorry that the walking Gundam kinda sucks, since it doesn't really walk. The physics of it is hard to overcome, so what you see here actually has a reason why it is the way it is. Tomino and the team wanted to make an athletic Gundam like what you see in the anime, but this was the extent of what they could do at the time. They were still glad at how it turned out though, since what they had made had a kind of gentle feel. And lastly, thank you for seeing the Gundam in person today. And with that, I almost forgot. There's an exclusive capsule machine of the MS Ensemble F00 Gundam at the exit to thoroughly rinse you to your last yen. And with that, truly, is the end of my Gundam Factory Yokohama experience. Was it worth it? Every yen, even without the free commemorative F00 Gundam. Hearing the voice acting beyond the time, and as far as I remember at the second show, I caught while thinking of getting the 1:100 scale F00 Gundam. There's the Unicorn OST, On Your Mark, where it really gave a hopeful tone for the future of humanity, which was and is one of the themes of Gundam, despite the dark tones and realism it shows on the surface. And all that for 1,650 yen. Man, What a bargain. Thanks for watching.